we met online because she roasted the fuck out of me.
I like to party.
Oh, you showed her your boobs.
I did, yes. They used to love celebrity recaps. They're like, why don't you do those anymore? I'm like, because I'm friends with them all now. I'm just kidding.
What city's got the
friend.
biggest fuckboys? Go do it. Go buy yourself that dildo you want to get.
Okay.
Or a handbag. Okay, controversial question. All right, welcome back, my loves. I hope you're feeling amazing. I hope you're ready to hit the ground running on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Today, we have a very special guest in. Her name is Tinx. How would you describe yourself?
I'm a content creator.
She's a content creator.
You're
more than that, though.
Yeah, I'm a content creator. I'm a writer. I give a lot of advice to my younger followers, especially girls. Comedian, a little bit of everything. I'm a one-woman circus. That's how I describe myself.
And actually, we met online because she roasted the fuck out of me.
When I first started on TikTok, I was a little bit mean.
Yep.
And I think that it's very easy to be funny and mean, and it's harder to be funny and smart. And that's something that I've learned over the past year, because I've only been doing this for a year and a few months now.
Really?
Yeah. I started in May of 2020. So I'm so brand new to this.
Oh, shit.
But I'm also older. So I come with a lot of wisdom from my past lives. Yeah. But in terms of this digital world, I'm still so new to it. But so when I started, I was like, I didn't care. I was shooting blanks. I was like, I'm going to roast this celebrity. I'm going to roast that celebrity. And people, it resonated with people because I think people like the realness. But, what I realized is you don't need to be mean. You can be smart and funny. Yeah. That's harder. But I roasted you.
You roasted me, then followed me, then unfollowed me, and then screenshotted the follow back. Yeah. And then roasted me about that. I was like, this bitch.
I know.
How dare you?
I had a lot of time on my hands. That was honestly, but you know what? You had such a good attitude about it, and you were so cool and so funny about it that I was like, this is a good guy.
Well, I thought it was funny because I was also being like an absolute brat in that time period.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I'm losing followers. I deserve all this stuff. I was literally being like a reality TV, I'm entitled piece of shit. Yeah. And I feel like I definitely needed someone to just roast me because especially a public figure. But what were we doing before May? I
was a writer. I was behind the scenes. I would help different companies with their social media. I was freelance writing, doing this and that, bits and bobs. I'd only lived in LA for half a year at that point. Before that, I was in New York.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I thought you'd been around since
I know.
The start of social media.
No, I know.
Because I have people in my team, older women, and they just, oh my God, I love Tinx, so excited about this episode. Yeah. I'm like, so I was thinking, damn, she must have been around 3 or 4 years.
No, I've had so many different lives. My followers always say that to me. They're like, you have lived in so many different places. You've had so many different jobs. And I think that's partly why I have a unique perspective on so many things, and I can give advice. So yeah,
and also I think the biggest thing is I've noticed you've been at a lot of very exclusive events as well. Mm-hmm. And I realized that no matter the number, you're actually a lot more influential than a lot of people with more followers and stuff like that. How do you go about that? How do you become extremely influential instead of just an influencer?
I think I really have a point of view. I think that in the past, influencers have made the mistake of trying to get everybody to like them and trying to be here, it's two things. It's trying to get everybody to like them, and it's also trying to be perfect. And it's I have a very distinct point of view, but also I'm very real with my followers. So I show them when I look hot going to an event, and I also show them when I look beat to hell and I wake up and I'm hungover and I'm I got too drunk last night or whatever. And I think that mix really resonates with people, especially women, because they're tired of seeing the perfect bodies and the women who are always I have my perfect boyfriend on my perfect vacation and here's an Instagram of me in a bikini. We're a little bit done with that era. We're ushering in a new era of influencers being more real and textured and showing every side of themselves. And I also think that I give a lot of behind the scenes. I'm okay, guys, I'm so new to this. This is what happens. And now I have a publicist and that's what this looks like. And now I have an agent and that's what this looks like. So Yeah.
Was it hard to try and configure like that whole period from like May? Was it you're in the middle of quarantine when you?
I was in the middle of quarantine. I was alone. I was living in a tiny studio apartment, and I was so depressed. And I was like, I really like TikTok. I've never thought of myself as an on-camera person, but I was like, fuck it. I have nothing to lose. Like,
wow.
I made my first video, and I was like, I was born to be an entertainer. This is what I was supposed to do. I'm going to make videos for the rest of my life.
Wow, yeah. Really? Mm-hmm. You just knew right away.
Yeah, and that's the other thing is I think that I'm hoping that I inspire, people younger than me. Like, you don't have to find your passion by the time you're 19. Mm. You're very young. You're very lucky. That's great. But like, I'm 31 now. When I found my passion, I was 29. And it's not to say I didn't have amazing jobs and amazing times in my 20s, but I didn't find my true life's purpose until a bit later in life. So if I can inspire people to keep going, then that's a good thing.
Damn, that's awesome. Yeah,
what Harry means to say is, wow, you look amazing for 31.
No, I don't believe you're 31. No, also, if you saw our DMs as well, I've been trying to date her. I literally replied to Tinx. I was like, damn, I'd reply so much faster if we were dating.
No, but like you're such a flirt. But that's why I also feel so protective over, honestly, like all of my creator friends, even if I've never met them in person before, all the like TikTokers, like it's a crazy world. It's so fast. And I think about like how like insecure and like how little I knew when I was 20, for example. I think about all the people who are so famous. So that's why I'm like always so protective over the younger kids on TikTok.
Is there any like TikTok like people that you hang out with, or are you just?
I'm friendly with a lot of people on TikTok. Yeah. I love Tana. I just met her for the first time in person. She's so sweet.
Oh, you showed her your boobs.
I did. Yes, I did.
Why did you do that? Not me.
Okay, I went to the Rolling Stones on Sunday, and something came over me when I was there. I was like, I just feel like I need to flash. It's what Mick Jagger would want. It just was the vibe. It's not something that I do often, but I just felt like I'm in a rock and roll concert and with these guys, and I was so inspired. I was crying at the concert because I was like, they're like 70 years old. Just those guys, they're just going crazy on stage. They're sexy. They still got it, and I was like, I'm going to flash my boobs. And then I just wouldn't stop all night. I like to party. I think that's the other thing is that like my followers, like I like to show them you can be both. You can get up early and work out and work your ass off. And then it's okay if you want to go let off steam. Like you don't have to be one thing. I think especially women in the public eye, we're boxed. Like it's like, oh, she's just the party girl. Oh, she's just the good girl. Or, oh, she's just this or that. I'm everything. Like one night I'm flashing my boobs and I'm getting up the next morning doing a 5-mile hike. I do it all.
What content does best for you as well? Like I know you say you do like when you're not feeling your best and when you are feeling your best, like is there any content that is like that stands out for you that people love?
People love the rich moms. People love the skits. They love anything making fun of LA.
Yeah.
You nailed it with that smoothie one.
The smoothie one got reposted a lot by some famous people. That was cool.
What was the smoothie one?
It was like what your smoothie says about you in LA.
Oh,
like
shit.
If you go to Creation or if you go to Earth Bar, whatever. Because it is a crazy town that we live in and we forget, right? Yeah. We're in this bubble. We think like this is normal. Like we go to Erewhon every day and we go to all these clubs and whatever, but it's a strange bubble that we live in. So anytime that I can kind of pull back the veil and show my followers like what it's really like, I think that they enjoy that. They used to love celebrity recaps. They're like, why don't you do those anymore? I'm like, because I'm friends with them all now. I'm just kidding.
It's hard. It's hard to roast your friends as well.
It's really hard. So now I'm like, there's no one left who I can, and also to go back to what I said before, I'm the first to admit that the past year has really changed my idea of like celebrity. Like I used to be that girl who would like read the tabloids and be like, oh, she looks bad, or like, I hate that dress or whatever. Like, and now you realize, first of all, they're human beings. Second of all, they can't make a move without someone saying like, oh, you look bad. Yeah. Thirdly, you really don't know what it's like to have your picture taken of you all the time. Like I've had pictures of me sent like when I'm sitting hunched over, like eating a burrito and they're like, oh, I saw you. And I'm like, I look so bad. Like that's so embarrassing. Like, please don't tag that. So I just, I've changed a lot in the sense of I used to be the first to be like, she looks so terrible. Like this celebrity is so lame, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm like, I don't really want to do that anymore. Yeah, it's kind of weird because I remember the exact same situation. I'm like, oh my God, that dude looks terrible or this and that. And then I remember I got one photo of me at the beach where I looked like a pale beluga whale. And I was like,
that is embarrassing. I had like 40 chins. I was getting way too comfortable. I'm like, that sucks. Like, it really sucks to have like an ugly photo of you and then people like post that and use that. I'm like, come on.
Well, and it's like listen, I'm not saying that I'm famous, but like I definitely have a lot of people come up to me now, which I'm so like lucky and happy about. And it's like, you know, you can't control every situation. Like every time like someone comes up to me, I'm worried that they didn't have a good experience. Like if I was rushed or if I was on the phone, like I don't want them to think I'm rude. And then you see all this stuff being, you know, all these stories like, oh, this celebrity was rude and whatever. And it's like, they might've been busy or whatever. Like I just have a lot more context for that whole world now. And so my stance on all that has definitely changed. And that's not to say that I don't do fashion police. I think it's fun. Like when there's an award show to be like, this dress is cool. This dress is, you know, could have been better or whatever. But again, it's about being smart and funny and not mean and funny.
What's your biggest misconception with celebrities? Like, what do you think, I mean, the biggest misconception is?
That I used to have with them?
Yeah.
You know what? And I will go there because I've been thinking about this a lot. I think it's like the awful notion that like they knew what they were getting into, you know? And I think that it's like, you don't know what you're getting into. And it's I think the D'Amelio show really showed a lot of people this. It's like, you're doing your passion, you're doing something that you love. Why should you have to be trolled? Like, why do people think, oh, that's okay? Like that's okay to be mean to people online. And like, I experience trolls a lot too. And most of the time I'm okay with it. But once in a while I'm like, oh my God, like this hurts so bad. Like I just, you know, you read something so mean about yourself and you're like, this is why? Like, why should I have to be trolled at my job? Like TikTok content creation is my job. And I explained this to my followers the other day. I was like, imagine that you go to your office and you're sitting at your desk trying to do your work. And then there's just someone behind you being like, you're ugly. You're ugly. You're ugly. Because that's what it's like for us. That's like, we're just at our job and there's someone being like, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're dumb. And it's like, why is that part of the job?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Harry yells that at me every day.
No.
Every time I walk in, you're ugly.
That comes straight for you.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I think I used to think like, well, everybody who's famous, like they knew what they were getting into, like with all the paparazzi and all the negativity and whatever. But it's like, that's not okay.
Do you think it's harder for you to date now as well, especially like
100%?
Yeah.
100%.
Do you think dudes like try and use you and stuff?
I definitely think so. In LA, I think it's tough because it's like on dating apps, they see my TikTok or my Instagram and either they think, like this girl's an influencer, I want nothing to do with her, or they think, oh, this girl's an influencer, can she do this and that for me, whatever. Yeah. I just find it harder to meet people organically and
Have you ever been out with a dude and he's like, oh, are you going to fucking roast me in one of your videos? Like,
really?
Am I just material for you?
Yeah, or they'll be like...
Every time I ever dated a girl, she's always said that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I used to vlog a lot more. I don't really vlog as much, but guys would be like, and I would always nickname the guys I was dating in the vlog and be like, oh, you know, and I've had a couple guys be like, what's my nickname going to be? What am I going to be in the vlog? And I was like,
that's exciting.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't know. But anyway, I'm focusing on work right now. Work is going really well. So I'm just going to focus on that. And I think everything sorts itself out.
How many times are you posting a day?
I do I really love posting on Instagram stories. I do like 5 minutes of content of Instagram stories and I post like 2 or 3 TikToks a day.
That's 2 or 3 a day?
Yeah. And I have like other stuff that I'm working on too, but that's like my followers. I think the thing that's taken me by surprise is just how much I care about them and how much I love to just be with them and speak to them every day, like in my DMs, like answering advice. I love them. I love them so much. It's like the most important relationship to me right now. So I try to deliver a wide range of content and
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Continuing to speak to my followers in a really meaningful way, but on new platforms in new ways.
Do you think you ever be like on a stage? Like
maybe.
Hey, I'm Tinx.
Maybe.
Never how did that name come about, by the way?
It's a nickname. I've been called Tinx for 20 years. It started when I was like 11.
So you have an actual name?
Christina.
Oh, that's so sexy.
Yeah. Only my lawyer calls me Christina. He's like, Christina. And I'm like, oh, God, what have I done
You
now?
don't like it?
No, I do. I just like, when I was younger, I wasn't that confident. And so when I was like 10, 11, I was like, I have an alter ego and her name is Tinka. Tinx.
At 10?
Yeah. And then it just stuck because I became this exaggerated version of myself.
Yeah.
And now it's just my name. I'm just Tinx.
Damn, that's wild. That's sick. I would have never. My brain wasn't even fired up at 10, so I couldn't imagine being able to figure out an alter ego. My brain's still fucked. But for your the young females listening and stuff like that, do you think there is a right way to go about social media or like getting involved in this space, or do you have any advice for people that want to become the next influencer?
I think that having a point of view and being consistent are two very simple things that people are like, yeah. But if you can actually do those two things, that'll massively help you.
Yeah.
Because consistency is key. Your followers, that's how you build trust with them. So I'd say that. And then having a point of view and just doing it for you. I think the second people start chasing views or chasing followers or chasing likes, I think that there's the quality of a like. A like is not a like, as in you can do things to just get views and likes, but it's not going to be a real relationship with your followers. You want to build it slowly and steadily so that a follower is a true fan of yours and a true, they truly know who you are. Yeah. And then other than that, just know that so much on social media is fake. So be careful.
Do you find speaking content does better? Because I know that there's for Tana, for example, she's had a lot of long form content online, and I think that's kind of where we've started to build a real audience is by putting out long form content. I know you're mainly on TikTok, but do you think that your speaking content helped you be more influential, I guess?
I used to be a chunky little tub of lard, dude. Yeah. Now I'm fucking jacked, dude.
That's why we're back with our amazing sponsor, NOOM.
NOOM's fucking ride or die, dude.
Yeah, you guys have been writing in, telling us a little bit about your experiences with NOOM, and you're saying it's working. So we're working, you're twerking. Let's go fucking crazy. Look, it is coming into Christmas time.
Yeah.
We're getting worried.
Yeah.
This is the time where we pack on our weight.
Yeah.
Now we need to work harder on our diet to make sure that we can afford to go a little bit crazy on Christmas. Psychology-based approach. So you can indulge whenever you want.
Don't let Christmas knock you off your game either. You know what I mean? I've had these fad diets. I've tried a bunch of different things, and then I have a cheat day, and then I'm off my game for my cheat days turn to cheat months. That's never happened since I started using NOOM.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a psychology-based approach. They know the ins and outs, and that we're not trying to do a quick fad. We're not trying to make you go keto and fucking starve yourself for a month.
Yeah, no, 75% of users finish it.
That's what we're saying.
Which is crazy.
Which is unheard of numbers.
Yeah.
So if you want to jump on, give NOOM a crack, maybe you want to give it a go for a couple months over this period. Try something different. Be a little bit more mindful of your health and wellness. Now is the time. It's your time. We're about to have a hot boy summer or a hot boy winter. Wherever you are in the world, we don't know. You're listening everywhere, which is awesome. So start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial at noom.com/tapin. That's NOOM.com/tapin. Get excited, get horny, and get healthy.
Hell yes.
Yeah, what's difficult about this time of the year?
Busy. Got a lot of holidays.
Busy
travel.
Boys.
Yeah.
People traveling, family coming.
Yeah.
People coming.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're coming. And we're all busy little sausages. So that's why we're brought in with
HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
There you go.
Yes.
And what, it's 30% cheaper than normal groceries?
Yeah, it's even though they do the shopping for you and bring it to your house, it's still 30% cheaper in the grocery store. I don't know how they're doing that.
And here's the thing. You have to think. You want to impress the girl or you want to impress the man, but you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to clean.
Yeah.
Maybe you do. Maybe you're just not good at it like myself. This comes in ready to roll, ready to rock and roll. You know exactly how to do it, how to make it. Easy to understand, easy to follow. And the process is super easy. And now you're a professional cook. You may as well be Gordon Ramsay.
50 different options, a bunch of add-ons. You get some tasty little treats too. So it doesn't always have to be healthy. You can kind of treat yourself a little bit too.
You can be a little bit naughty. But here's the kicker. Here is the kicker. Because it is an amazing time of year.
I've been doing it, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
It's incredible. But this is actually bizarre. I don't think we've ever had a deal this good. I'm not exaggerating. 14 free meals plus 3 free gifts. What is going on, HelloFresh?
How do you get that?
Why are you being so generous? Go to hellofresh.com/tapin14 and use code tapin14 for up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. That is actually bizarre.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a lot of free shit.
That's crazy.
So if you want to give it a go, this is the only time I've ever seen a deal this good. And you can look good, feel good, eat better food, have a great time, be a professional chef, impress your parents, you know, maybe post on TikTok and flex on people like me.
Yeah, up to 14 free meals.
That's
free
bizarre.
gifts. That's
Go
crazy.
to hellofresh.com/tapin14 and use code TAPIN14. That's 14 for up to 14 free meals and three free gifts. Wow. Check it out. Go right now. Go crazy.
Totally, because I think like especially at the time when I was starting TikTok, there wasn't a lot of like the green screen starter packs. And again, I'm older, so I was like, I can speak more to like my generation, like millennials, and bring them into the fold more. And but yeah, I think speaking, I only do speaking content. You won't catch me dancing.
You want to dance?
No.
What if we did it on mine?
I'm bad at dancing. I wish I was good.
I'm terrible too.
I'm so bad. It's my one dream that I wish I could dance or sing. I'm so bad at either. But I think that's why I'm obsessed with watching dancing videos. Like I think they're so cool. I love watching them and I love going to concerts. I love musicians. But like I can't sing. I'm tone deaf and I have 2 left feet. So.
No, I'm literally the worst.
No, you're good. I've seen you
my
dance.
dances?
You've done some cute ones.
Are you crazy?
No, you have.
I literally look like I'm high when I try and dance.
You do a little bit of everything. You do a thirst trap now and then.
Actually, they don't do good for me.
Really?
Whenever I have my shirt off or like try and be like slutty on camera, does terrible.
I think it's because you have a good personality and people like to see you doing funny stuff. Yeah. So that's how you should, that's what you should do more of.
I found that like putting text on the screen does the best for me, but I just try and do like fuckboy quotes and then I'm like, why do I keep going down this route? You know?
Yeah, people love that with you, like a cheeky fuckboy quote and then like you winking or whatever. Like that is.
But my first stuff when I started TikTok was so cringy.
Oh my God. But I look back at the first stuff I did and I was like, I was kidding myself. Like, what the F was I doing?
I feel like it's a building block, so you have to start somewhere.
And if you don't, and I always say this to my followers, like, if you're not cringing at yourself a year ago, you're not growing fast enough.
Wow.
Like, that is such a good quote. Like, you should look back and be like, oh my God, what was I wearing? What was I doing? Because if you're not, there's no growth. Yeah. And we're supposed to grow as humans. You're supposed to evolve. I'm literally a different person. I grow and improve on myself. We all should be doing that. So I keep the videos up because I'm like, it's exactly what you said. It's a building block. It's a stepping stone.
I always delete the like ones that don't do well. Well, there's bad ones, but if they have like views on them, I'm like, you know what? Like, this is funny enough to watch back. But if it's like doing terrible,
I'll give you an example. Like one of the ones that I left up of the celebrity ones is a Kristen Stewart one, and I called her a bad name. I was like, I can't believe that she's going to portray Princess Diana. Like, I'm from England originally, so I was like, oh,
that's right. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I can't believe that they picked her to portray Princess Diana. And people were like, it did so well. It was a really good video. But like a lot of people were like, you're gonna see what a good actress she is. And now she's literally, all the reviews for this new movie are so good. So I'm like, do I take that down? I don't know. But like, what business did I have saying that? I certainly can't.
Why? You were from England? What age did you move here? Sorry, I remember I heard that one time and I was like, no, she isn't. There's no way.
So I was born in Washington, D.C. and I moved to London when I was 6 months old. And then I lived in the UK in London until 19. Then I moved to America for college. Then I lived in San Francisco for 4 years, New York for 2 years, and LA for 2 years. So when I say I have dated fuckboys from coast to coast, this is what makes me qualified to give advice, okay?
But what about your accent? How did that change if you were from a kid to 19?
I had an accent. Well, my parents are American, but so I had an accent. But then when I moved to America, I used it to make all my friends, and then once I had them, I dropped the accent. Now I sound like a Valley girl.
You and 21 Savage are like the
literally me and him.
What city's got the biggest fuckboys?
They're different. In San Francisco, there is so many guys. There's like, I think it's 20% girls and 80% guys. That's what it feels like. Damn. And so if you're a pretty girl in San Francisco, it's like shooting fish in a barrel. It's unbelievable. But they're all kind of like have a chip on their shoulder because they're like geeky and they weren't cool in high school. So that comes with its whole set of issues. New York, you've got your typical finance douchebags. All they care about is money and partying, and like they're going to squeeze in a date with you, but it's going to be short. And Yeah. And then in LA, you know, that you've got LA is the center of all fuckboy life because here's what I say about LA. Everybody in LA thinks they're 24. Whether you're an 18-year-old who just moved here and they want to be famous or you're a 55-year-old dude who's been on the club scene for 20 years, everybody thinks that they're 24. And I even feel a little bit of that. I'm very open about that. Like, you know, most of my friends from college and from home, whatever, they're starting to get married and settle down, whatever, and I still feel very like young and like I want to, you know, be out and whatever. That's the LA effect. So the LA fuckboy is very flaky.
Yep.
There's a lot of smoke and mirrors. So like maybe he has a nice car, but then you go back to his apartment and you're like, wait, aren't you 30? And why do you still live with 8 dudes? And why do you not have a bed frame? Like that's the, but he has a G-Wagon. And you're like, why was this the financial choice you made?
I saw a quote. I was like, LA is the only city where someone will have a Ferrari and a roommate.
Exactly.
Literally me.
Yeah, literally you.
My best friend who lives with me has got 4 Rolls Royces.
Yeah, it's like, what the F? And people just spend so much money for show here. Yeah. Like, it's all about show. But, yeah.
How do you spot it? Like,
how to trap a fuckboy?
How do you figure it out? You're in LA. Because I know, like, people always, when they start dating someone, they want to try and fix them or they want to help.
Yeah.
Or like, I'll stop. I've had girls date me where they've been like, I'm going to stop you from like being a piece of shit.
Oh my God. My fault. That is like one of the number one DMs I get. Tinx, how can I trap this fuckboy? How can I change him? And I always say to them, could I tell you how to manipulate the fuck out of this dude? Yes, I could. Okay. I'm a wizard. Of course I could tell you. I could tell you how to perform dark magic on this man. But is it worth your time?
Yeah.
No, because you know what? If you set out to make a plan to fix a dude, that is the least main character energy ever. You are literally inserting yourself into his life and saying that his life is more important than yours and that you are going to spend the next 3 to 6 months trying to fix him. He's not a fucking house that you're going to gut and put a new coat of paint on it. He's a human being. Go find someone else. There's a million other dudes out there. Why, as you, as a girl, as a cool main character, are you going to spend your energy fixing him up?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a complete waste of time. So that's my whole message. And it's like, listen, I'm not man-hating. I love boys. I love, like, that's not the message at all. I just, like, want girls to spend time in a smart way. Yeah. Like, take that energy and go dancing with your friends. Take that energy and go work out. Take that energy and go level up in your job. Like, the whole fuckboy thing, it's an ego play, right? Because we see a fuckboy and we're like, I can be the one to change him. You know, all those other girls who ended in tears, like, they weren't smart enough, but I can change him. It's like, what? Is that a good use of our time? And trust me, I've done it. I've tried to tame, and I have tamed a few, but it's, you know, it's an empty chase.
What do you look for? Like, what do you think is a healthy way to look for in a guy or in a relationship?
I think always look for kindness. It's really important. It sounds so like basic and whatever, but you really need to look for a guy who's kind to his friends, to his family, to the people he works with. I think a guy who's ambitious, but not like boastful, you know?
Yeah.
And a guy who, you should always look for a guy who shows you how much he likes you, right? Like, talk is cheap. A guy can say, like, I'm going to do this and that for you. Like, I'm going to get you this. We're going to go here. But, like, does he show up for you? Does he remember, like, little things about your day? Does he call just to check in and see how you are? Like, look for that. Look for how a guy makes you feel.
Yeah.
You know? Not how he looks, not if he can get you into the club. Like, how does he literally make you feel when you're with and without him? Like, are you anxious if you're not with him? Are you looking at your phone being like, oh my God, is he going to text me? Like, blah, blah, blah. Or do you feel like loved and confident?
Do you think sex is a fundamental part of that?
Yeah, I think, you know, I think sex is a super important way to get close to people. I think sex is great. I think people in the past have put too much weight on when you have sex. I don't really think that it matters that much. I think as long as you feel good and safe about it, you should do it when you want to. And this is like my box theory that I always say about, okay, so this is my theory.
I've seen you talk about it, but I never got the full definition.
Okay, so box theory is that when a guy meets you in a romantic setting, he puts you in one of 3 boxes. Either he wants to date you, either he wants to hook up with you, or he wants nothing to do with you. Okay, Third option.
Talking about.
Always,
What are you talking? How
guys
did you know this?
are so
Who
guys.
told you the secrets?
Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
guys are so triggered by this because it's true. So basically, if it's
Can
the
we cut
third
the
option,
podcast here?
they're like, edit that out. She's telling
Thanks
the
for coming out,
secrets.
Tinx. Anything you want to plug?
So if a guy wants nothing to do with you, okay, sorry,
Yeah.
that one's out. Where girls get messed up is if she's in the hookup box. You could hold out, as in not sleep with him for months. It's not going to make him want to date you. It's just going to make him want to sleep with you more, okay? And vice versa. If you are in the date box and you shag him on the first night, he's not going to care. He's going to be like, this is great. I like her even more, whatever.
Exactly.
Because they've made their decision about what they view you as. And then people say to me, well, Tinx, that puts all the power in the guy's hands. And I say, you're thinking about it the wrong way. What this should empower you to do is to sleep with a guy absolutely when you're ready.
Yeah.
And whenever you feel like it. Don't think, oh, the 3-date rule, oh, the 5-date rule. I have some friends in LA, they're crazy. They're like, I like a guy to buy me 5 dinners before I sleep with him. And I'm like,
I'd block her.
what arbitrary rules are these? Like,
I would block her.
you're
Yeah.
making up the most random rules. It's like, if you feel good about sleeping with a guy and you feel safe and ready to do it, go for it.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference. It's literally not. And it's like, it's the same thing back to the fuckboy trapping. It's like, how can I make him want to date me? It's like, why should you have to force someone? Why should you have to chase someone and manipulate them? It's like such a waste.
You know the average comforter? We call them dooners in Australia, but the average comforter farms 12 geese.
Really? I'm a vegetarian, so I can't. I can't.
And
do
you have
that.
a geese farm.
And I have a geese farm.
Imagine how horrible that would be for your poor little geeseling.
Yeah, I know, dude.
But that's why we're here with Buffy, because they harm no geese. They only harm water bottles.
That's sick. So I know it's great that it's sustainable, that it's made by a water bottle, but is that comfortable though?
It is comfortable and it naturally suits skin. I swear on my mother's life, I have this on my bed right now. Great sleeps.
Temperature controlled, right? You don't overheat.
It's legitimately very comfy. It feels like I'm sleeping in the Four Seasons Hotel.
Dude, that's awesome.
Which is amazing. So if you want to try something new, if you're feeling like, let's throw out these old, crusty, stain-ridden
Oh, they got
bed
18,000
sheets.
5-star reviews.
They do?
Yeah.
They're the people's champ. But if you want to throw out your old stain-ridden, crusty, disgusting dorm room, give Buffy a shot. It's time. There's time to mix it up. Spoil yourself.
Yeah.
It's a time of giving, and no better person to give to than yourself.
Yep.
So
I agree.
For $20 off your Buffy comforter, visit buffy.co and enter the code TAPIN. Again, if you want to go have a better sleep, try something new, spoil yourself like you deserve. For $20 off your Buffy comforter, visit buffy.co and enter the code TAPIN. And sleep better.
And if you don't love it, you can return it at no cost.
There you go. Happy
pretty
days.
sick.
Hunky dory. I think for me, sex is such a fundamental part. Like, if I'm talking to a girl, I'm seeing her, and we're not like physically connecting, I'll probably just like completely just cut ties.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm shallow, but for me, like one of my top two, it's probably my first or my second one. My top two love languages is physical touch.
Yeah.
So I need to have like quality time with someone and like touch them. Because
Yeah.
I feel like for me, that's how I show my affection.
Yeah.
What are your love languages?
Mine is acts of service, but the way that I interpret that is
Like clean your toilet.
no,
Scrub your shoes.
Is like if they show up for me. Like
Right.
I'm really about like if they'll like will they come to an event with me that I have anxiety about, or like will they like remember to call me, or will they like be there for me? Like it's just like I'm very into actions speak louder than words, and so that's how I interpret the love languages is like if they show up for me, if they're loyal, if they like keep my secrets, if they are just support me.
Okay, so I need to reply quicker.
So reply quicker.
Show up when we actually have a tequila date.
Yeah, when we actually have a margarita date.
So I was more nervous for that because I was like, you know what? That's why I stopped replying because, okay, so we were talking a little bit and you got like the
Tesla tequila.
And I was like, oh, let's try it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I'm going to walk into a trap. She's going to be there. There's going to be like a camera crew. And I'm going to be the next like TikTok series where she's fully just like, Harry's a piece of shit.
Roasting you.
So that's why I was like, actually,
That's really funny.
I was so scared.
Oh my God, I would never do that. And also that Tesla tequila was like the most random thing that went viral for me. That was the biggest saga of my life. I bought this. So for everybody who doesn't know, Elon Musk made a tequila. It was like $250. It took
worth like $1,000 now.
Oh my God, it took so long to come, and literally my comments for actually 3 months were like, where's the tequila? Where's the tequila? Where's the tequila? And then it finally came and I was like, it's good, but it's not better than like 1942. It's like the same.
Really? It's just tequila.
It's just tequila in a bottle that only, no offense, a man would have designed, because it's like a lightning bolt and it like detaches and you can't like you need a stand for it. And I'm like, a man did this. Like, what?
You can't put it anywhere?
It needs a stand. It looks like it's just
it's so extra?
awkward. No, but it's just like, it's always falling over. I nearly dropped it. But anyway, I still have some, so you can come over for some shots sometime.
Damn. Yeah, because I remember seeing that. I was like, I wonder if it's actually good. And then
I mean, it's good, but it's like...
They should just stick to cars.
Yeah, just stick to cars. We don't need a tequila from you.
So how do you usually monetize your social media? Because I know you don't really... I haven't really seen you do too many, like... Well, you're not very like pushy with shit. I know people like especially off reality TV shows, like, oh my God, try these earbuds. Or earbuds, they're fucking crazy. They're from China. They'll be there in 10 seconds.
Yeah. I have been really lucky with the brand deals that I've done, because I think, again, me being a bit older and the fact that I worked in many different jobs in business before, I made the choice to just do bigger deals with brands that I absolutely love. And I've been really lucky to work with brands like Chipotle and Skims and Mini Cooper and like amazing brands.
Oh shit, you went straight to the top. I'm over here. My first one was Fashion Nova.
Hey, we love Fashion Nova. It's it's a rite of passage in this town. But I also just felt like I was so raw with my followers. Like, I am completely an open book with them, that they would, and I do give quite a lot of recommendations. So if I ever promoted something that I didn't actually like, they would know.
Right.
I just like, which is like a good and a bad thing.
Well, is it hard to not like go for an easy paycheck and like have to kind of stand on 2 feet with like your backbone? Because
I mean, I think it just forces me to work harder and work smarter and like make amazing partnerships with brands that I respect and adore. Because I mean, obviously it's very tempting to take a nice big check from a product that you've never tried. But like, again, my followers would call bullshit. They'd be like, Tinx, you don't use that makeup. Like, we know that you don't use it. And so I love that I have such a close relationship with them. And I love that they trust me. And like, the second you break that trust, it's gone. Yeah. And actually, the things that I like doing most are like, I'll find something random on Amazon and I'll do a video, and like, those are some of my most viral videos, is me being like, this slipper that I got on Amazon for $11 is so great. Like, that slipper sold out, but it wasn't even a paid thing. But that's what I'm saying, is like, they know that they can trust me for good recommendations, so I can't lie to them.
Would you hit up a brand before you post something? Like, hey, I'm gonna post this.
Sometimes, but sometimes I just like to go back to the old days when I was just like running my mouth on the internet with no brand deal. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just post it, and it's like for example, on Sunday, those pants that I wore to the Rolling Stones were like literally $30 from Amazon, and I posted them, and that video did so well, and everyone's like already tagging me in them, and I'm just like, that's so nice. Like, to me, that's like just a nice moment on the internet where it's like, this is exactly what social media should be for. It's like me as a girl saying, you guys, like, these pants fit fucking amazing. Go buy them. Go look hot. Have fun. Tag me if you get them. Like, just for fun.
Well, it's also funny because like, I've started buying clothes more. Yeah. And like my oh my God, what just happened? Influencer friends that just asked me about, they're like, oh, did they send it to you? I was like, and it's mind blowing the fact that I'm like,
that you're spending money. Now. I know.
It's crazy. This, like, again, this bubble that we're in where like everyone's just like, no, I'm entitled to this. I deserve this. It is bizarre. Especially there's actually 16, 17-year-olds out here that are like, I thought were like 21, and they're just, I just couldn't imagine growing up in this environment. No, it's so bad.
That's again why I'm like, I mean, there's 16-year-olds who think that they're 24. I'm telling you land at LA and they just like sprinkle some dust on you and everybody thinks they're 24. And I'm like, you're so entitled. Like, this is insane. And it's just like, I mean, for me also, just like, I feel excited to buy things for myself because now for the first time in my life, like, I have like a little bit of extra money to treat myself and stuff. So it's fun to buy it. Whereas I don't know, the whole free thing, like, don't get me wrong. I fucking love free stuff, but like, But then it just gets complicated, you know?
I love spending money because I'm like, the more I put out, the more is going to come back in.
Yeah.
And it's also like, it's kind of like a reward. You're like, cool.
Totally. You're like, I
this.
worked hard. I can buy myself a treat. Like I can get myself a cool bag or a car or something. Like it's cool.
So if you're listening and you want to spoil yourself, go do it. Go buy yourself that dildo you want to get.
Okay.
Or a handbag.
I'm dead.
Sorry, I'm a piece of shit.
I feel like you low-key read like a lot of books.
I do.
Same.
I read a lot of books.
Huge book guy.
Really?
You got some book recommendations for us?
I don't know if you'd like the books that I'm a voracious reader. I always have been. I was an English major at Stanford. And
you went to university as well?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I have a master's degree too.
What?
I hate to say it though because I have like this one group of trolls and they're like, Tinx, we get it. You went to Stanford. But like I am really proud that I went to Stanford. So trolls suck on that.
So you don't regret going to university?
God, no. It was amazing. It was the best time of my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Really?
I'm an idiot. That's why.
But it's not about that. It's not only about like learning. It's about making friendships and, I really am. I've had 9 lives. Like I've had so many different eras and I absolutely loved it. It was so fun and I learned so much. And I read a lot of books. So.
Oh, yeah.
How many books do you read in a year? Or what's your favorite book actually?
I read like a book a week.
A book a week?
Yeah. Because you know what? I have bad anxiety and I actually find that reading and going on walks are the 2 things that make the biggest difference for me. And I just think that reading is like such an escape. It's such a break from this world and it's definitely a break from the internet. And, if you have anxiety, I think social media content creation can be a very stressful job.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like reading a lot of autobiographies, like especially of famous women because I feel like I learned so much from them. Like I read Demi Moore's book. I read Diane von Furstenberg's autobiography, Issa Rae, Gabrielle Union has an amazing one. I just learned so much.
Yeah. Do you think there's like a schedule with your TikTok? Like do you go, or like your social media, do you like, I'm going to be on it for this many hours or I'm going to have this day off?
I have no boundaries and I need to be better about it. I don't know how you are, but like my screen time's 11 hours a day.
Yeah, mine's like
it's awful.
Up there.
And sometimes I can like literally feel it having a negative impact on me. I'm like, put your phone down. Like you don't need to be on the internet. But like you can just always find something to do on your phone and that's dangerous. And I need to be better because it's the first thing that I check when I wake up and the last thing that I do before I go to sleep. And that's awful. But right now I'm just at a time in my life where like my followers are the most important thing to me and I just am working really hard and I will sort it out eventually. But yeah, I don't have any boundaries.
Yeah, no, I literally suck. I think the only time is when I'm on hikes, but even then I'm like texting or like checking comments or like going in, which is horrible. I think the best thing I've done the past couple of days is just turn it off and just go sit outside.
I went to a premiere on Monday night and they like locked my phone in the
were you there? Which one was that?
Eternals.
I was there.
Oh really?
It was nuts. I fell asleep twice though.
It was really nuts and like that red carpet was really chaotic, so I just like skipped it because I was like it was a lot.
There was so much going on.
There was so much going on and I have a lot of social anxiety actually, so I was like, I don't really know where to go. I'm just gonna go in the movie and chill. And then they were like, it's not starting for an hour, and I was like, it's not starting for an hour, and then it's a 3-hour movie, and my phone is locked away.
Yeah.
And I just chilled with my friend, and honestly, it was so nice. We had a long catch up, and I was like, damn, it takes my phone literally being locked in a bag for me to have this conversation not distracted.
No, I was having anxiety at the fact that my phone was in the bag. I could feel it vibrating. I didn't turn it off.
Same.
So I was sitting there like trying to figure out how to turn it off. I set off the emergency alarm. So it started going crazy while I was in the crowd. I was like, fuck. So I just kept pushing that button on the side. Because I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my, there was like nonstop like notifications going through. And in my head, I'm like, okay, my dick pics leaked. Yeah. Someone's called me out on their story. Like some shit's going down. Yeah. Like what have I done? Yeah. Why have I locked this up? It's bizarre. I actually do have a phone addiction. Yeah. I think the first TV show I went on, it was when I started like getting into social media, and I started having nightmares.
No way.
On the show because they take your phone away and like you can't like talk to your family and shit. So I swear to God, because we were away for 6 weeks. First couple of weeks I was fine, but then like week 3. Fully, it's probably gonna be way worse now, but I was fully like waking up in the middle of the night like, oh shit, my followers like dropped like X amount, or people hate me now, like I've disappeared, like someone's called me out. And I was fully like fabricating situations, and it was actually bizarre the the grip that it had on me at the time.
Yeah, no, it's a really deep addiction.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it feels like the internet moves so fast, and it's like every second that you're not with your phone, like there is a lot happening. But you know what I'm realizing is like yes and no, because then when I took my phone out after the premiere and it had been locked away for like over 3 hours at that point, I was like, nothing bad happened. Like I didn't miss anything. Like all my notifications are still there. Like I need to do this more often. So I'm trying, but it's an addiction, man. It's a deep addiction. Yeah.
Were you addicted before me?
Yeah. I mean, LOL. I don't know. What are we gonna do? Should we go to phone rehab? Like,
I think we should. Well, actually, I think I'm gonna go do like a retreat in December, like
nice,
where they fully like take your phone away.
Yeah,
like a 10-day.
Yeah, have you? There's actually
I
this.
signed up for that, but I got put on the wait list.
Oh, really? Have you heard of those silent retreats?
Yeah, I want to do that. I want to do something called Hoffman process, which is in California.
Is that the breathing thing?
No, that's the Hoffman method. Yeah, but the Hoffman process is like a week thing where you give up your phone and you go and you do all these like lessons and classes and learn stuff. I'm very into that stuff, so I think it would be good for me. But I'm trying to do small things. Like I'm trying to leave my phone. If I hike with a friend, I'll be like, "Can you just bring your phone?" I'm going to leave my phone in the car for a bit because it's like. It's not good for us.
I drive in the wilderness once a week and I leave my phone in the car.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good break.
I spend a whole day out there.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I think this day and age, it's so necessary to be able to give your brain time to think.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing that attracted to me to one of my friends saying the silent retreat is how many times you actually get to sit down and like talk to yourself and like think and like, think about what's actually going on. And for me, like I'm massive about self-reflecting.
Yeah.
Like if I go and do something embarrassing or if I go say something to a girl that I shouldn't have said or anything like that, I'll be at home like literally like staring at a wall till like 4 a.m. just like reflecting on that, like what the fuck is wrong with me? But I think that's why I'm blessed at night because my phone automatically goes to the bedtime thing.
Yeah.
Do you do that as well?
Yeah, I love that thing.
So like as soon as it's there, I don't get any notifications or anything like that. I'm just sitting there just like in my thoughts.
Yeah.
Just hating myself.
It's super important too because you have so much, especially like if you live in a city and you're on your phone, you have so much input. And you need time to sort out, like, wait, is this my thought or is this other people's thoughts?
Totally.
That are my brain that are bouncing around. You got to really get back to who you are. Like
totally. And you have to process everything that you see. And, like, I don't know, for me, some of my best ideas are when I'm walking or when I'm in the shower or when I'm reading. And it's like, what's the common denominator there that I'm not on my phone?
Damn.
You know, because you're just being constantly bombarded with a notification, like, you know, a text, this or that. And it's like, you just need time to process and think. And that's where all my funniest ideas come from when I'm chilling without my phone. So I do need to be better. It's a deep addiction. I think that phones are and social media it's going to be like cigarettes were for the generation before us, where like our grandkids are going to be like, can you believe that Granny and Grandpa, like they used to just go on social media for 12 hours a day and they didn't know that it was melting their brain. Oh my God, they're so silly. And we're going to be like, oh, like because we just
like mashed potato.
Because you know, we're 12 hours a day. What I don't even know. Like, what do I do on there? I need to get better. I definitely want to get better next year.
I need to get one of those phone lock things from Universal.
Yeah.
Okay, controversial question. Do you believe in star signs?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
What star sign do you think I am?
An Aries.
No.
Oh, what are you?
Gemini.
Oh,
I'm a piece of shit. That's what everyone says.
No, but actually, so it's really funny you ask because last night there's this app called The Pattern, and it's like even more.
I'm afraid to download that.
Yeah, it's very in depth. It's not just like CoStar. It's like your birth time, and it gives you all these readings. And last night, me and a few friends were lucky enough to have dinner with the founder, and she did our birth chart readings, and like it was so accurate. It was scary.
Really?
Yeah. She was like, and I took 3 guys because I wanted to test. Like I was interested to see, you know, what they thought of all this astrology stuff. They loved it. And it was all so true.
It was spot on?
Mm-hmm. You need to download The Pattern. Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of it because apparently it tells you when you're about to feel sad or like whatever's going on.
It's very, very in depth. It's not just like you're going to have a good month. It's like someone is coming to your life or this is this and that. Like
how do they know this stuff?
Or I don't know. I just download the app. It's amazing.
I want to talk to the founder.
You should. You should reach out to her.
questions.
She's cool. She's really cool.
How did
She was like she sat with an astrologer for like 7 years and learned everything that there was.
It's a long time to sit down.
Yeah, because
Did she have a sore bum after that?
She had a very sore bum, but she's really cool, and she just has a massive knowledge, and it's not about like, oh, like as you know, it's not about like predicting things, but it's about like knowing different parts of yourself and like what to look out for. So it's more about self-reflection, which you honestly might like.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But what's star sign are you though?
I'm a Virgo. But
What
she
does that mean?
told me last night that it's not really about like your main one. It's about like your moon and like all these other ones rising. Like there's all these different ones.
Fuck, this is so stressful.
You know on TikTok how they're always commenting like what are your big three or like what are this and that? Like that's because Gen Z, you're Gen Z, like they're also obsessed with like the in-depth astrology. It's not just about like, oh, you're a Gemini.
I've like had girls like go through my cosign like, oh, your rising's this. And
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you saying? Like, I know I'm a Gemini. I know I'm a bad guy. Like, first time I come to LA, I was at EP and LP.
Mm-hmm. I
was with all my friends, like a bunch of just dumb Australians, like getting lit.
Yeah.
This girl walks up to me. She goes, what's your star sign? And I was like, oh, I'm a Gemini, I think. And she's like, could have guessed. Walked away. And I was like,
and that's LA for you.
so I was just sitting there. I was like, wow, what is like, did I murder someone? Like, everyone's like, oh, you're two-faced. I was like, I know when I get hangry, like I'm a different person. And then when I'm like not
I would
hungry,
be really interested to see what your rising sign is, because just because you're main Gemini doesn't mean that that's actually like.
I think my rising is the best one.
What is it?
Just the best.
Okay.
Yeah, like literally just an angel.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
What's the favorite? What's your favorite? Or what are you?
I'm a Virgo, but I have Gemini in me. So she was saying last night like one of my moons is in Gemini.
I was about to make a terrible joke.
What? I know. No, I know it. Stop. I walked right into that.
Yeah, I was like, wow, sorry.
But she said that Gemini, I have a little bit of that because I'm very playful and I do love to party. And she was like, that's why you keep going for younger guys.
Oh, really? What's your age there?
I've like the last few guys I've dated have been a little younger, and she's like, because you love like playful people and you're really goofy actually, and you like that whole energy, but you actually need an older guy. That's what she's told me last night.
I know a goofy younger guy.
Yeah, same. I know. I know a tall one. And I know an older guy as well. You can have 2 for 1.
Oh my God. Next question.
Okay. Tinx, what advice would you give for a young Tinx? A young Tinx that's gone through life, struggling, dealing with fuckboys, dealing with all that life has thrown at them. What could you, like, looking back 10, 15 years, what would you say to yourself?
I would just say stop worrying so much. Like everything happens for a reason. All of these like corny phrases, they're actually true. That's what you realize when you're older. I would say comparison is the thief of joy. So stop comparing your life and yourself to other people, whether it's your friends or on the internet. Like it's just not worth it. And have fun and stop over tweezing your eyebrows.
Oh. And anything you want to plug?
Follow me at Tinx on TikTok, at It's Me Tinx on Instagram. And I love all my followers very much.
Oh, what a little angel. Please go show us some love. If you did enjoy this episode, drop 5 stars and a nice comment. And we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much.
Thanks.